Hello my lovely students, welcome back again in speaking session. In today's video, we'll talk about process of communication. If you are if you are part of communication, then you should know about essential components of communication, because without components your communication is useless, your communication is wasted, and your communication can't be transmitted to other body. So for the sake of conveying your ideas, for the sake of conveying information, and if you want to exchange your ideas, thoughts, feelings, then you should use components for communication. In today's video we will talk about most important components that can be used in your communication. So let's discuss in detail what are the components and its functions, and we will discuss in details what is this and why it is obligatory, it is necessary, it is key, it's play a pivotal role in your communication. So let's start about these components. First one is sender. Sender means transmitter, you can say that sender or transmitter. And second one is message, and third one is encoding, symbols, signs, codes, and fourth one is receiver. Receiver. Fourth one is receiver, and fifth one is decoding. Fifth one is decoding. Sixth one is feedback, and last one is brain drain. Last one is brain drain. So these are the components that can be used in your communication. If you will not use these kinds of components in your communication, then your communication is useless, and might be you can't convey your information exactly to concerned person. So for the sake of exchange your ideas, for the sake of passing your information to others, you should utilize this you should utilize these components in your communication. So let's discuss in details about these components. First component that can be used in your communication is sender or transmitter. You can say it sender, or you can use it alternative name transmitter. Sender means when anybody send a message, you can say that he or she is a sender of message. If anybody pass information to others, then you can say that it is the sender. Sender is a very important, because if there will be no sender, there will be no information, there will be no idea, there will be no thought that you pass over to other one for your communication. So it is very essential component, it is very important components for your communication. And sender can be male or female, it can be your supervisor, it can be your manager, it can be anybody that are the anybody that is a part of our society. He or she can be sender or transmitter. Transmitter means when you try to send information, when you try to exchange your idea, when you try to pass over information, you can say that it is a sender. Second one is message. Message is a subject matter of communication. It can be your idea, it can be your thought, it can be any kind of information. So it is a main thing for your communication, because if you have a no message, then you have a no clue about your information. You are not saying anything to any, you are not saying anything to anybody. For the sake of conveying your ideas to other, you have to use message for your conversation, because if you will talk someone, then you try to send message in the shape of letters, email, telephone. So it is the channels, but in which there will be a message. When you are trying to write an email, then you will use some text for your exchanging information. If you want to send a message to anybody, then you have to write some kind of text. If you will use text, then it is your message. And third one is encoding. Encoding means when you exchange your information, when you try to send information to other, then they will think about it, then they will use symbol. Symbols can be in different shapes. Like if I will use non-verbal communication, then I will use these kinds of symbols, these kinds of symbols. So it is the message, it is the encoding. You will think on it, you will utilize different words for any kind of information, because encoding means when you will think on it, concern message, any information passed from anybody, you have to think on it. It can be any sign, it can be any code. If you will understand, then it is very useful for your communication. You will not use proper communication in your conversation, then maybe you can't convey your idea exactly to anybody. So it is another essential component for communication. And next one is communication channel. Communication channel means you have to use some kind of channel for your communication. Like you can use telephone, you can use email, you can use fax, you can use message, you can use mobile, you can use internet, you can use computer. So these are the channels, these are the proper things. Through this you can pass over information, because those person to whom pass over information, they have to clear idea about what kind of resource you are using for your transforming information to other one. If your channel will be good, like if you will use mobile, then your connection should be good, your message should be exact, your message should be short and concise, your information should be to the clear, so that other person to whom information pass over can understand it and can give a feedback properly. If your message will be consist on ambiguities, consist on complexities, then other person can't give you a proper feedback. So for the sake of getting feedback, your channel should be good, your channel should be quick, so that you can get so urgently feedback from receivers. So it is another essential component you should use for your communication. And next one is receiver. If you are passing over your information, then there should be receiver. Receiver is a person to whom information is passed over. It can be in, it can be anybody. It is your supervisor, it can be your subordinate, it can be your friend, anybody that are the part of your communication. You can receive your information, because if somebody send you message, then if you will receive if you will receive exactly, if you will receive clearly information, ideas, thoughts, then you can give a proper feedback. If you will not get proper information from anybody, then your information is useless and you can't give a proper feedback to anybody. So for the sake of giving feedback properly, you should use this component with proper manners. Receiver will be good person, he or she receive exactly information, then definitely he will give you a proper feedback. And receiver can be your subordinate, receiver can be your workers, receiver can be your friend, receiver can be your teacher, anybody. For this you are conveying information, for this you are passing information. And receiver can be to whom person to passing information. For the sake of getting feedback, you send that kind of information to anybody. So it is an essential component for your communication as well. Next one is decoding. Next one is decoding. Decoding means you take a message. After this you try to translate it, to try to uh, transmit it, you try to translate it in language. Like if somebody send you a message in English but you can't read well, you can't understand well, your English is not good, you are not understandable about English, then what you have to do, you will translate it. You will try to translate all the text that is shared from anybody. After this you can understand, and when you will think about it, you can give a proper feedback to concerned person. If you have a ambiguity about any kind of language, then what you have to do, you have to understand it. If you will understand it, you can give a proper feedback. For the for giving proper feedback, you should understand message. If you will misunderstand any kind of message, you can't give a proper feedback. For giving a proper feedback, you should consider the message properly. After this you think about it and you should give a feedback to anybody. And next one is feedback. You know that feedback is very important component for your communication, because if you are sharing your information, if you are sharing your ideas of somebody, then why you are sharing? You want to get feedback from anybody. If there will be no good feedback, then you will become lazy. You show that some kind of tension. You are sharing any kind of information to anybody for the sake of getting output. You are a sender, you are giving input, but receiver feedback, that kind of person that can give you feedback, it is your output. If your output will be good, definitely your information is considerable. Your information is exactly according to your approach, according to your strategy, according to your technique. But if there will be lackness in feedback, your communication might be not good. Your communication might not be good, because also other person will not understand your message, and through this, due to this reason, he can't give you a proper. So considering this element, think about this element, because feedback is very important for your communication. And very important, brain drain. Brain drain means when anybody send you a message, there will be some kind of misunderstanding, there will be some kind of ambiguity. Might be you are not getting points, that information pass over anybody. You are not picking all the things, you are not getting ideas, you are not getting thoughts about anybody. Then what you have to do, you should clear about your message that is sent from anybody. You should call to sender, and you should again receive the message. If you think that this message is useless, this message is not proper, this message is short, then you should contact with your sender, and you should get again information from your sender. If you want to give a proper feedback, then you should receive exact information from your sender. Brain drain is very important, because message will be misunderstood, if message will be in your collapse situation, then might be you can't give a proper feedback. It can create hurdle for you, it can create so ambiguity for your business concern, for your job concerns. To improve your communication, if you want to improve your skill on daily basis, if you want to improve your strategies about communication, then you should touch about these essential components, because without these components, your communication can't be fulfilled, your message can't be conveyed to anybody, your communication ideas can't be exchanged well. So for the sake of conveying your message and getting output, getting feedback properly, you should utilize communication in proper way.